Welcome back, everybody. We Speak Cloud. I'm Pat Hilton here with Kevin McMillan. What's going on, my brother?
I'm good, buddy.
We are in the zone today. We're back with episode 3, I believe, talking about AI in the workplace, replacing paper, replacing manual labor. There's a lot of money involved with those types of costs, and you can be doing it faster, better, cheaper with the cloud. How can people increase their productivity in the workflow process with the Ryan Tech Cloud systems?
Well, I think two industries that we've discussed prior to this podcast that we'd probably like to speak to. One is automotive dealerships. The other is real estate agents and such. In the automotive space, it's really very apparent to see some of the areas within the auto dealership that are bogged down with paper. Probably the most substantial one is, have you ever gone to go buy a car, Pat?
Yes, sir. Of course.
And it took like 10 seconds, was painless, didn't cost any money. There was no arguing or anything, right?
Yeah, of course. Right. It didn't take like 6 hours or anything.
Whoa, six hours to buy a car. I mean, geez, you can walk into Nordstrom's and buy a suit cheaper than that.
Right.
Faster than that. So the idea is, once you walk in, let's say, I'll give you a quick scenario. You walk into the sales department, you do your shindig there. They write out stuff on paper. They bring the paper back. It gets approved by the management. They're going back and forth. It goes into finance. Finance is fiddling with paper. They fiddle with even more paper. You get in there, fiddle with the paper that they have for you. When they finish, you leave with the vehicle. All that paper goes into the business office, and they've got to sort through it. Some goes to the DMV. Some of it goes to vendors for, let's say, extended service contracts or other things you may have wanted added to the vehicle. Some of them have checks that go out to people, like, let's send a check to the manufacturer for their vehicle. All this stuff happens manually for the most part. I'd say in 90+% of the auto dealerships that are out there, if not all of them. So one of the things that we've done with some of our auto dealer clients is created a system of approvals and checks and balances along that process that don't require paper. So that when they're in the sales department, going back and forth between management and so forth can all be automated. If certain thresholds or triggers are met, these things can just automatically be approved and overlooked as an editor, not an author. The same is true in finance. Then again, in the business office, where these thresholds are hit, things happen automatically and life is better, quicker, faster, cheaper. In real estate, we're seeing a little bit of this kind of a hint come up, in that I happen to be searching for a place for a family member. And in doing so, once I have done a search and they have my signed in by Google or signed in with Facebook, that sort of thing, they have my identifier. They're able to tell what I've searched on. And overnight, they seem to look through what I've done, what I've looked at, and provide me suggestions in my inbox the following morning about other properties I may have missed that might be similar. So it's a simple thing when you think about it as a human being. But if you can imagine the amount of data that happens in there, this word artificial intelligence is really goofy. What's artificial means fake. What's intelligence means smart. So it's fake smart.
Right. We're looking for real smart solutions here.
Yeah,
So
we're looking for super smart, right?
right.
We call it mega intelligence. And really all of it is just switches or workflows that happen to happen. But what really is getting exciting is predictive analysis. So as we learn the things that people routinely do, we can predictively decide what might possibly happen next. A great example just popped into my mind, whether not in automotive or in real estate, but at home. I mean, how many people out there believe that Alexa and Google are listening to their every word? They say something in the house, then all of a sudden it shows up on their device as a search.
Oh, it happens all the time to us. We talk
Right?
about some baby deal at Carter's kids store, and there's a coupon in the email 10 minutes later.
That's right.
And we use those too, and they know we use them.
Are you listening, Carters?
Yeah.
That's a plug.
We need 20% off.
Here's a crazy one. So we happen to have been going on a trip last year, and we're going to do some hiking. During the hiking, I have this little belt. It's like a money belt, and it goes around my waist, and it's really, really thin, very fibrous. You can breathe, and it's waterproof and such. So I put my ID and my credit card and a little bit of cash in there whenever I go and put it around. Well, I happened to have this discussion with my lady, and a week later, she's sitting on her phone doing searches. And what do you think popped up as an ad?
Oh, all kinds of different ways to do that same thing with maybe the same product or different products.
Even scarier. We were talking about how we couldn't find it. So it showed up as an Amazon item that she could buy.
Oh, wow.
The exact one that we never said the name. We kept calling it that thingy that we use, right? So she really got concerned that possibly somebody was listening into the conversation and probably producing these results. It's not true. They're so good. The cloud people are so good at predicting what your next step is and collecting as much information as they can, that they're understanding the predictive analytics of what you're possibly going to be looking for. They certainly saw the searching for going on trips. They certainly saw the potentially hiking and whatever. They certainly saw that we had purchased that item actually on Amazon once prior, years ago. So they simply brought it back up into the attention. They happen to know that we're together. So that is some reality of artificial intelligence or predictive analysis happening out there. And we specialize in doing that in the workplace, understanding what repetitive tasks are out there and how we can automate those. What types of things that when 1, 2, 3 happens, you want to expect number 4 to be done more quickly. That's what our team really focuses on, Pat.
That's amazing. I love the words predictive analysis because I think it's so much more broken down, and that's what you're so good at, is breaking this down to how even someone like me can really understand what this all does, and the structure and how it all comes together for a business owner, for at home, or any of these things, because we're all on our devices constantly. We're all searching for stuff and trying to find information. I mean, this is the information age, the digital revolution. And it's so crazy because, as you've described in the past, you guys have been, since the beginning of the internet, evolving with all these systems and evolving with all these ways to create new processes in your business. And so this isn't just something you're magically pulling out of the clouds. It's actually real time evolution with the way that digital business is going. And for me, with music, it used to be old school contracts, and now it's these new digital solutions for business owners. And it's just an incredible thing that we can even, we talked about this before, record our phone calls and give people information that they need, that they can even just go and apply on their own sometimes, to figure out how to make these systems more efficient. And predictive analysis is so cool, the way you describe this, of how can we as business owners and entrepreneurs figure out exactly what the customer wants when they're asking for it. You were asking for that, and the solution was provided to you. It's scary and it's crazy, but it is how these systems are working now. And so how in the real estate office can we say, okay, well, Becky came and searched into the system for a house in Cleaver Mound, and we want to make sure that she finds all the different deals within her price range at the same square footage, at the same number of bedrooms and bathrooms and backyard size and front. You can actually analyze this for your customers using systems and workflow processes, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, simple things that probably aren't in the triggers of every single one of the real estate search sites, like I have a small dog, or I happen to have an RV and I need RV parking, or I'd be
Mm,
interested in RV parking. That's not an option that's out there today. So
right.
you'd have to create new fake analytics, fake intelligence to add an RV and to add a small dog. Now, what's a small dog? Is it a 3 pound dog? Is it a 5 pound dog? Is it the size? Is it the weight? Is it, so the reality is that as all of this stuff changes throughout our lifetime, we need to be able to use those predictive analytics tools, just like we do in our email, to recognize, hey, there shouldn't be activity in another country. Hey, this person shouldn't have access to this file. Or, hey, this is an unintentional send. Let's say somebody attempted to send a file outside of the organization. We can predict what the next step is. That's probably a hacker.
Right. Right. That's incredible, man. Absolutely incredible. Well, I appreciate it. Great coverage on that today. Thanks for your time. And as always, We Speak Cloud podcast. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us a share, and we'll see you next time.
All right. I predict there's going to be another one.
I predict there will be too.
All right.